Flat Earth is not like other conspiracies. Flat Earth just sounds ridiculous. Why even bother? The science has been settled over hundreds of years of research and experimentation. And once again, Flat Earth? Like this? I have better things to do. And that is to stay stuck inside the matrix of lies and disinformation, so that I can feel comfortable about my reality. And if that is you, I would walk away, because you're just not ready. For anyone with an open mind, let's begin the 5 clues that the Earth is flat. Clue number 1. The Flat Earth Society. The Flat Earth Society is a form of controlled opposition that gives false information about what flat earthers really think. Flat earthers do not believe the Earth is constantly accelerating up at a rate of 32 feet per second squared in order to explain gravity, and that the Earth is the only plane that exists with spherical planets circling above. That is complete nonsense. The elites want you to go to Flat Earth Society so that you will think Flat Earth is utterly ridiculous. When that happens, and it will, you will never want to research Flat Earth again, and you can tell all your friends about how stupid the whole idea really is. If you really want to know the truth about Flat Earth, stay away from the Flat Earth Society. Clue number 2. No real photos from space. This might come as a surprise to most, but these images you see are not photographs. They are representations of what they believe, or want you to believe, the Earth looks like from space. If you look closely, there are several exact duplicate cloud patterns. The clouds are simply copied and pasted in a computer program. Each image of Earth looks completely different from all the others. And just for fun, they will even add hidden words in the clouds for those who have eyes to see. So NASA, with that $60 million you obtain from taxpayers every single day, surely you can provide us with real photos from space. Clue number 3. We can see too far. Many believe that the Earth's curvature is apparent by observing a boat, ship, or any other watercraft disappearing over the horizon. The fact is that with modern optical technology, we can now see well beyond the so-called curvature of the Earth, which you can figure out by multiplying the distance in miles squared by 8 inches and factoring in the height of the observer. This formula is based on the circumference of the Earth being 25,000 miles. There have been several accounts of this, but one example was done by Joshua Nowicki in 2015 from over 50 miles away of the Chicago skyline, taken from Grand Mere State Park in Stevensville, Michigan. If in fact the Earth had curvature, the base of the buildings would be greater than 2,000 feet below the horizon. In addition, the buildings would be leaning away from your viewpoint. Sounds to me like someone has some explaining to do. If the Earth was a ball, this would be impossible. Clue number 4. You cannot explore Antarctica. This is a major red flag for anyone who argues against Flat Earth. The bottom line is that Antarctica is off limits. Perhaps that is because Antarctica is the border that surrounds the flat plane we call Earth. And maybe if allowed to independently explore, we'd find something out that they don't want us to know about. For anyone who is unaware, in 1959 major countries all over the world came together to sign what is known as the Antarctic Treaty. This would ban independent travel to the continent and would require a permit that would need approval. This would ban not only travel to Antarctica, but anywhere below the 60th south parallel. Even if you were able to acquire a permit, after gaining approval, you would not be allowed any transportation that could disturb wildlife during the 6,800-mile exploration. And oh yeah, not even a sled dog would be allowed. No damaging plants, and as if that seemed unreasonable, you must carry your waste with you along the trip. During this 6,800-mile or more journey, it is unlikely that you would live to provide sufficient evidence of your findings. It's just not possible. Clue number 5. Your senses say the Earth is flat. Do you ever wonder what it would be like if you were never told the Earth was a spinning ball? Starting at a young age, we are taught not to trust our senses, to believe we are spinning on an axis at 1,000 miles per hour, orbiting the sun at 67,000 miles per hour, and shooting through space like a rocket in an ever-expanding universe. How about the fact that the horizon always appears perfectly flat, 360 degrees all around you, regardless of altitude? That means that as you increase your altitude, the horizon remains at eye level. If the Earth was truly a ball, You would have to keep looking down in order to find the horizon. When observing the sun or moon's reflection on water, notice that the reflection always forms a straight line from the horizon to the observer. If water was curved, it would be impossible for the reflected light to curve over the ball from horizon to observer. Lastly, water always remains level. It never curves, and will never curve, or do anything of the kind. It's just that simple. Now, after all the lies, all the wasted money on NASA, 60 million a day, why would they lie to us about the shape of the Earth, our home? I'm going to answer that with a few questions. What if there are more resources out there or more land? We could escape this prison. What if there is plenty for everyone and resources are not finite? We wouldn't have to worry about not having enough. What if there were no asteroids to worry about or aliens? Nothing external to our world that could quickly change our way of living. What if it's all about making us live in fear in order to control our minds so that we behave in a certain way? What if by making us believe that we are a speck in the universe, somehow, that will make us feel insignificant enough not to realize our true power? What if there really is a God or a creator, and that God created the world for us, and we are the center of the universe? Would that change your life in any way? Perhaps that would be a sufficient motive.